You see I got an LP tank with a torch. We'll see how this goes. Hopefully I don't get lost. It's soybean meal. It's basically just crushed soybeans. Hey guys, two quick things before we start this video. One, it's my birthday. Happy birthday, me. I am 27. For those of you guys are curious. And two, I am doing some longer videos to kind of catch up because as you guys know, it is March, it is springtime, the snow is almost melted. We're going to be hitting the fields hard in the next couple weeks or so, hopefully. So we got a lot of stuff going on, so I'm trying to catch up. So let me know, do you guys like these longer videos? What do you guys think? Alright, let's get in the video. Well guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all. Welcome to Hartung Family Farms. Well, I'm really tempted to say morning, like Brian Brown. And today we are heading up to the farm. It's a later start than what I wanted. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. It's -9 degrees out. And I'm gonna head up and we're gonna take the semi out to Cedar Rapids. The reason we are doing that is because we're gonna get some bean meal. It is a byproduct of soybean production or soybean processing, and pigs really like them. And we're just set up for it. We always deliver bean meal. We've been doing that as a kind of commercial service for the last 20 years, 30 years, 40, I'm not even sure. So let's head up to the farm. It's a little foggy out this morning. I mean, when it's -12 Fahrenheit, it doesn't help. Jeez, it's really foggy. Very foggy. You normally can see the farm by now. Just did my walk around. Let's go ahead and fire this unit up. Go and open the garage door and get out of here. Let's go. Slowly creep out of here so I don't break anything. Go shut the shop door. It's cold. Now we'll go hook up.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Hartung Family Farms. And you know it, the mighty Mississippi, frozen up here in Lock and Dam number 12 in Bellevue. Beautiful Bellevue, Iowa. Today is February 20th and we have lots of snow, like piles and piles. Anybody want to buy any snow? I got some for sale. So today, like I said, it's Saturday, February 20th. Ron's on his way out to get some bean meal or something out in Cedar Rapids. And when he gets back, we're gonna put a corral up. We're gonna move our cows to the birthing suites on Thursday. And we got frozen ground, so it's gonna be interesting how we get these posts in the ground. So, but that's what I'm gonna do this morning. But first of all, I'm gonna run down. About once a month we try with our classmates, high school classmates, like a long time ago. We try to get together and maybe have coffee, breakfast, cocktails, whatever. But with the COVID, we haven't done it in quite a while. So there's gonna be probably, I don't know, a handful of us getting down here at Richmond's Cafe here in Bellevue. We're gonna have a little coffee. I might even have a pancake. I'm kind of hungry today. But anyway, that's what's on the game plan today. So we gotta move gates down, drive some posts into the ground, which could be interesting.
All right, on this balmy 15 below morning, I'm absolutely freezing, but I did my pre-chip. Basically, all the lights are on, flashes are on, all the lights are working, tires are good, all hooked up, air and everything's, nothing's leaking. So let's head to Cedar Rapids and get inside because I'm cold. If I would break down, this wouldn't be good. All right, let's get her going. It's a little foggy out, but it's time to head to Cedar Rapids. Pigs need their feed. So again, this is a 13 speed. I believe this is a Detroit diesel motor, 13 speed Eaton Fuller transmission. This is a 2013 Freightliner Columbia. It does not have any emissions on it. I believe this was one of the last kind of years that you could buy a truck as a glider kit, which basically you buy the new chassis, buy the driveline, buy everything new, but you don't have, you put your own engine, put your own powertrain in. I believe that's what it was, so you can avoid putting emissions on. So this truck, like I said, emissions were forced to be put on trucks in 2007. This is the 2013. It doesn't have any emissions, and that's why. And it's really nice because that way we don't have to put DEF in our semis. But our next semi, I'll guarantee we'll have to have DEF. It is what it is. So yeah, I'm gonna start the long drive over to Cedar Rapids. I got a time lapse going on another GoPro up here, which you guys can't see. We'll see how this goes. Hopefully I don't get lost, and see you guys there. Just going through the town of Macokota. It's It's so cold outside, my heater's struggling to keep up and keep everything defrosted. So I'm having to put my hand on the window to thaw it and just wipe it so I can see my mirrors. That's all I can do. I hate traffic, especially when you're being dumb. Guy was halfway in the turning lane, halfway in the driving lane. But when you're in a semi, you're much bigger than everyone, so you gotta drive much careful. Or basically, you gotta always be defensive driving. You cannot be aggressive when you're in the semi, especially when you're loaded. When you're loaded, you're 80,000 pounds. Your average car weighs 4,000 to 5,000, so I don't know what that is. Math. 18 times heavier, 16, 18, 16, whatever. Yeah, you always gotta be driving more defensive. Having to basically switch between defrost and basically top and bottom vents just to kind of keep windows defrosted and the cabin heated. So I hope I can melt this window frost off. So I just went through this town called Monmouth, Iowa. And that actually reminds me, so a lot of people wonder why we run red equipment or why we run case equipment. Well, there's a couple of reasons behind it. One, it's just what we've always ran, what we've always known. We know how to work on our equipment. We like to work on our equipment. We don't always have brand new because that's just not cost effective for our operation. So we know red equipment. There's a lot of red dealers. There's 4 red dealers near us for the amount of 2 green ones. And there's multiple dealer groups, so we get to basically price them against each other. Plus the closest red dealer is 2 minutes away as opposed to closest green is 25. So those are huge. And the last one is there's actually a used red tractor and combine salvage yard. So basically we can get dirt cheap combine wear parts, tractor wear parts, etc. for pennies on the dollar. Only 20 minutes away, 25 minutes away in Monmouth, which we just passed. For example, Cola Corn Store's combine, it was either last year or 2 years ago, the axle snapped. He actually had to drive 2.5 hours to get one here. When that would happen to us, we're 25 minutes away. So there's just so many reasons why we run red. It's hard. So yes, even though I do work for John Deere, for the green guys, we run red on the farm. So that's kind of some of the reasons why. And yes, it is a struggle keeping my windows defrosted. It's so dang cold out. I just hope my fuel doesn't gel up. When I get below 5 degrees Fahrenheit positive, fuel has the tendency to gel up. Semis just don't run well, especially if you don't run treated fuel. I put new fuel in yesterday, so I think it should be good. But it's -4 out was the last one I saw. Hopefully it warms up to positive forward. Finally got my window clear enough and I can see through the mirror. I see the mirror, the whole mirror. That one's slowly getting there, but just slowly figuring out the tricks for this because I've never driven this semi in remotely this cold of weather. I think the coldest I've driven this one is probably 15, 20 degrees. Now when it started out -15, it's probably 0 degrees right now, Fahrenheit. Slowly getting it figured out. Just made it to Anamosa. It's home of the National Motorcycle Museum. Right behind you guys. It's kind of neat. I'm just hopping on Highway 151 south, heading to Cedar Rapids. So I'll basically take this all the way into Cedar Rapids. Well, Cedar Rapids is a big town. Like I said before, second biggest in the state of Iowa, behind Des Moines. And in Cedar Rapids, it's got a couple different grain processing plants. It's got a Cargill soybean processing plant and a Cargill corn processing plant where they make corn oils and soybean oils and soybean processing plant. There's also a kind of private company corn processing plant where they make specialty corn products. And they also make some ethanol, I believe. There's also an ADM corn processing plant. There's a lot going on in Cedar Rapids, and we're going to the soybean processing plant to pick up a byproduct of soybeans, which is soybean meal, which is basically a cheap protein source for hogs. They really like it. The hog farmers really like it. And I'm on 61, up to speed. This truck is really easy shifting, especially when you're trying to get up to highway speeds and interstate speeds.
Okay, I'm down here at Richmond's having breakfast with my high school classmates. We got Carla, Sean, her husband Vince, Toad, Frenchie, and my girlfriend over here, Lynn. Just kidding, Jeanette. So we just try to stay in touch. But it's 9:30 and I gotta head to the farm. And I tried to talk these people to go with me and they don't want to. They say it's too cold.
Just made it to Cedar Rapids. That's a new stoplight. Don't like that. There's already enough stoplights in this town. So basically I'm just getting into Marion, I should say. If you're in a semi, you always need if there's two double turning lanes, like return to the left of the stoplight, always take the one to the inside. That way, because your trailer swings wide, so you're gonna have to make a wide turn. If you were on the outside lane, the farthest lane that way, that would mean that you would have to potentially take it wide enough and dip into the lane on the inside turning lane. That's commonly taught for all CDL drivers. We'll get to Cargill in about probably close to 15-20 minutes so, depending on traffic. Because I gotta go basically all the way downtown Cedar Rapids. So I'll be driving in the city. You guys will see that in the time lapse here soon. And my mirrors are all defrosted. I can see all my mirrors, which that's great. Hope I won't get lost. Why I'm driving in the left lane, and that is because the right lane right now, with all the snowpack and whatnot, there is hardly any room between the bank of snow, which isn't quite up against the curb, and the middle and the dividing line. So I'm driving in the left lane just because there's much more room, because I am 9 feet wide as a semi, and cars are like 7 feet wide or so. So I'm much wider, I need more room. And obviously I'm 60 feet long as opposed to 10. 12. Okay, I'm back down by the cows here, working up a little sweat. What I'm doing here is the grounds are so hard, we gotta get the crail up. So what I gotta do is I have to melt the snow, as you can see, to get these stakes in the ground. Takes a little while to get them in, but I think I got them solid enough. What I'm using here is an LP tank with a torch. You can see I got an LP tank with a torch. What I'm doing is I'm actually heating up the ground a little bit. And then we're driving, heat, drive until it gets down to where I need to be, where it's sturdy. All right, downtown Cedar Rapids, now the fun starts. I'll be there in about 5 minutes or so. There's a Mercy Medical Center. Honestly, I haven't hit a red light yet. Right as I say that, I haven't hit a light since I got into Cedar Rapids. I just hit a light. I was literally just gonna say, if I make it all the way there, I'm going to buy a lottery ticket right now. Because that's like astronomically impossible. Just made it to Cargill and things are a little different from the last time I was here. We're just pulling in. I don't see any trucks ahead of me. There's one truck in there getting filled up right now. Normally, sometimes there's a line of 6-7 trucks in the staging parking lot. So luckily there's no one here. So that'll be nice. Oh, there's a couple trucks sitting there, so I'm gonna sit up here. I'll show you guys in a sec when I get parked. Okay, what I'm doing here is I've got the torch going here, heat up the post, ground a little bit. I'm going to drive that post in about probably another 4 inches or so to get it good and sturdy, because we got to attach the fence to it, the gates to it. So it takes about 20 minutes, a half hour to get this in. This is the first time I had to do this because of the weather. It's been so cold, it just frosts the heck out of things. So for support, when we put the gates on it, it's about 5 below, so it's not too bad out here. There's no wind, that's the big thing. I'm gonna be going right there, and there's basically 2 dumps, left and right, north and south. If one of the lights are flashing, that means it's closed. But there's 2 trucks down there, and there's probably 2 of them getting loaded right now, so I'm the 5th one in line. So I'll be here for about a half hour or so, but let's see if I can find a restroom. Open up the tarp. We're a wee bit frosty this morning. Truck in front of me just moved, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull into the south hopper. And right here is actually PepsiCo. It used to be Quaker Oats. It's now PepsiCo, but that's actually where my grandpa-in-law, my wife's grandpa, retired from there. So he worked there for 25, 30 years, I think, making cereal and oatmeal. So now we'll pull in here. That's what it looks like. So normally we use the other truck for this. I'm honestly not sure why we didn't use it, because the other trailer that we have or the other truck that we have and trailer are usually paired up together, is taller than this one. It's a commodity hopper. This one's just a regular ag hopper. What the difference is basically it can carry more volume. So you sacrifice a little bit on your tare weight, on your trailer weight itself, to basically be able to carry more volume, because soybean meal is a much less dense material than just regular soybeans or corn. I don't know what the test weight is. I'm just gonna throw out a rough guess, but let's just say you have 60 pounds or 60 pounds per bushel of test for corn. Soybean meal is like only about 45 or so. So it's about a quarter less. So for example, when you guys will see when I get done with this trailer is absolutely going to be heaping full. I'm not going to be able to fit any more in there whatsoever. So you guys are going to see here soon. Slowly but surely, getting her down there. Looks like I got 4 little rings there. Ron just called me. He's on his way back from Cedar Rapids, getting bean meal, so call me about a half hour, see how I'm doing. Woo! Wow-wee, am I working up a sweat here at 5 below, working up a sweat. Pounding these stakes in. I ain't gonna get it much further than that. You see I got it about 6-8 inches in the ground. Pretty sturdy. I'm gonna run and get the gates, put the gates up. We'll see what happens. That took me about an hour and a half to put in 1, 2, 3, 5 stakes. Now we'll go up and get the gates and we'll attach them to this and make us a corral. Then we'll have to bring some hay down too, the way it looks. The gates of heaven have opened for me. Not really, just the gates to the loading spot. It's really tight to get in here, so I'm just taking her easy. And then there's basically, they control me by a stoplight, because there's only one loading spot, but the whole thing's a scale. And there's a stoplight, red's to stop, green's to pull forward, yellow's to back up. So like I said, there's the scale readout. So the red stoplight means don't move, obviously. Green means pull forward, yellow means back up. So we'll start loading here quickly. It's kind of tough to see. You might be able to see it a little bit in the mirror. So the process is basically I pull in, stop at this intercom right here, which is coincidentally roughly right where the grain's ready to load, or the meal's ready to load. Then I tell him the 4 digits of my load number that I checked in beforehand. So that way he knows what to load on me, who to charge it to, etc. Kind of see there's the weight starting to come on. Kind of see dust flying in the trailer. I'll let you guys know when I'm loaded up. And if you guys have made it this far, be sure to hit that like button and to subscribe if you guys haven't already. There's a lot coming. Spring's only a month-ish away, so you guys aren't going to want to miss it. So thanks again for supporting the channel. Just made it to the back hopper. You put about 26,000 in the front hopper, so I'll put another 26,000 in the back. That'll probably end me right around 76, 77, 78,000. And the other GoPro's going. Sweet! And just so you know, I had the best porta potty experience ever. The porta potty that's sitting over at the waiting staging area for the Cargill soybean line, best one ever. It smelled great. It had like those scent pellets in the urinal side. Oh man, that was the best porta potty ever, and it was 0 degrees outside. I didn't even care. It smelled awesome. I was expecting the worst. Yeah, guys, guess down below, how much do you think I'll weigh at the end? Do you think this guy is good enough? He'll fill me 80,000? If someone guesses it right on, I will send you a hat to the first person who guesses it right on. It's pretty easy to guess. You guys got this. I'm not going to announce it in this video. It'll be the next video, but I'll comment on the first person that guesses it. But yeah, good luck guessing, guys. I just got it filled up, so now I'm going to go out here and level off. Okay, I'm up at the farm here. I just got the gates loaded up. We'll run these down to the creek there, and we'll put these gates up. I also brought a bale with me. I have to feed him a bale. Still haven't heard from Ron, so I don't know where he's at yet, but we're gonna head down to the bottom. Be a nice slow trip. Got about 12 gates on here. Down we go. There's Bob Hickson. Take a nice slow trip down. Last night's supposed to be the coldest night. I think we got 15 below. That's 30-degree difference. Get rid of some of the snow is what we need to get rid of. We'll see you down at the bottom. I'm down here at the bottom. As you can see, plenty of snow. Cows are pretty content. I like when they lay down like that, just relaxing, chilling out. Get down here, we'll get this corral up. And then I gotta get that feeder out of here and get that filled up with feed for them. Another hour, I should have the corral up. I'll show you that when I get her done. I'm gonna drop this bale off in one of the bales rings over there. And then we will head to Preston, get some feed. And then we'll come back and feed the cows. Call her a day. It's a beautiful day out. As you can see, we're in Jackson County, home of Hartung Family Farms. Ha ha! guys wish you could see that. That way you get a free hat. They pull forward just there's basically gonna be a platform I'm gonna sit on. They gave us that little blade to help level us off, because you'll see how heaping this load is. There it is. Now I gotta level it all off because the tarp won't close right now. There we go. 75 PSI is 80 pounds. I'm gonna hop up there and show you guys what bean meal looks like. I'm gonna close my tarp, go sign my paper, call it good. This soybean meal, it's basically just crushed soybeans. It's the byproduct after they extract the soybean oil out of the soybeans. And this is what pigs like, just a easy source of protein. All right, I'm loaded, now let's head home. Well, that was fun. Now time to get out of here. It's just not gonna be as fun. Because it's one thing when you're going through town empty, you can speed up and slow down pretty quickly, but when you're going through town loaded, it's a different story.
Okay, I just dropped the mail in. I'm not as good as Ron. I can't do two things at once, so I gotta film afterwards. As you can see, it come apart a little bit, so. Got the corral up. And dig these gates out there, because they gotta be able to be closed. The gate is, the corral's up. Cows are here. Oh, take a walk too quick. There you go, girls. And we'll come back and get that cart, take that to Preston, get some feed in that, and we'll be back. So there's the corral. It's up.
Oh, I love city driving. Almost out. A lot of tight turns. And people, like, if you're driving in a city and you see a semi, just do me a favor, just give them a break. Give them plenty of time to turn. Don't just slam around them and cut them off and then turn at the next stop, street. You see them turning and then try to make a wide turn, give them as much space as possible, because they don't want to be here as much as you guys don't want us to be here. Come on, Missy! There she goes. Finally out of Cedar Rapids. Marion there. Basically, Cedar Rapids area has a couple different suburbs, like Hiawatha, Marion. Those are the two big ones. So yeah, I'm heading back. I got about probably an hour drive, 10-minute drive left. Basically go Cedar Rapids, Marion, Anamosa, Wyoming, the Coconut, Preston. 11th gear right now, shifting to 12. It takes a while, and obviously it takes about 3 times as long to accelerate up to top speed when I'm loaded. Just because when you add another 55,000 pounds on top of you, it takes a lot to get that mass moving or slow it down. And that's why it's good to have, in my opinion, I love 13 speeds for our area. 10 speed just quite isn't enough. It's nice to have a couple more gears to shift in between, because an engine, the optimal torque range is like 1500 to 1700 RPMs, maybe 14 to 1600. That's where it gets the most to have enough gears to keep you in that range as much as possible. That basically gives you the fastest speed up rate, the fastest acceleration. All right, now I'm on top speed. Do time bombs.
Okay, we're back down here. We're gonna hook up this hay cart, get these cows some feed. I think I got it pretty close, maybe a little bit too far, but we'll get it fixed here in a bit. The thing good about this thing here is you can actually make it smaller. Don't follow my toe. That's the big thing. Pin. Hooked up. Pretty simple. I love this little backup light or camera. Perfect. I just pull ahead a little bit. There's a hole there and there's a hole there. This will pull ahead a little bit and I'll sink into that hole there and I'll keep it still.
Listen to that Jake brake. It's going on a massive hill towards the, whatever it says, Opsinican River. Oh yeah, keep it coming. Keep it coming. It's a steep hill, so it'll keep getting louder. Of course, my GoPro was frozen, so I had to stop on the side of the road. Not on the side of the road, but in the town of Wyoming. So GoPro, if you could, or make cameras that don't freeze like every time, 10 times we hit the record button, that'd be great. I'd appreciate it. So I'm gonna wait for all this traffic to go, mount you guys back up there, put my seatbelt on and get moving. About probably 35 minutes from home or so. It's a lot of traffic right now. Mike's kind of glad I pulled over. I didn't realize there was so many cars behind me. There's a Case IH combine, small combine design and engineering facility, actually in the hometown where I live in Davenport. And all of their scrap combines go there to get parted out. Because they have an agreement where basically you can't sell the whole combine, they'll part it out. So they get a little bit of money, and they get some money. And we've taken parts from there before. Yeah, that's where the combine junkyard graveyard is. And there's some right here too, because there's a burned down 2388. Burned down 2166. Friends and family use tractor and combine parts. I hate stoplights when I'm loaded. Actually, I just hate driving through cities. Can't avoid it in some spots, like going through Macokota. It's just gonna be 30 minutes out of the way if I did go through it. It just sucks, especially in the winter time where, like I was saying before, the curbs aren't plowed all the way to the curbs, so you gotta kind of cheat it a little bit. And when you're loaded, it's hard on your brakes. You're always shifting and stopping for stoplights, and you're slow accelerating. Just no fun.
How we doing? One more week, and you guys can go down to Preston. Nice calves, nice cows. Hopefully make the swing in here a little bit bigger when I come back. We'll get you guys some feed when we get back here, okay? So we'll see you here in hopefully about an hour, hour and a half. I got a good thing done today. Oh, you got the corral in. So next Thursday morning, I'll get out here about 8, get them fed, get them in here. I don't know if I'll get all 45 in here or not, but we're going to try. And then we will bring the trailers down into here, load them up, take them out. We'll be down at the vet in Preston by about 9:30. We're going to preg check them all. We started doing that, I think, last year or the year before. We started preg checking them all so we know what we got. That way we're not hanging on when it gets later into the spring. We'll know which ones are going to calve, which ones aren't. So they'll all get preg checked, they'll all get their shots, get it looked over by the vet. I got Jeff Junks in here somewhere that don't have the green tags on. We'll tag them up so we know what they are. If there's any tags that need to get re-tagged, we'll get those done. But that's what we're going to do next Thursday. Originally it was supposed to be Monday, but we're talking 2 to 4 inches of snow tomorrow. So we don't want to mess around in the snow here. It's awful messy the way it is with all this snow here. So but that's what the game plan is. So Thursday we'll move them on out of here, and we just pinch this off, get them in here, load them up, away we go. So we'll get some video of that too, I do believe. So I'm on my way to Preston, go down and get some feed for the girls here and go from there.
Alrighty, just getting back. So this is our ground on both sides of the road here. Just passing my Aunt Sue's house right here. Turn on the engine brake. Cattle started running as soon as I turned on that. We'll pull in. I believe we're going to dump this straight onto. We have 2 bean meal delivery trucks. Which what that is basically it's a truck that's got compartments. It's got an auger or conveyor on the bottom. And it's got an up auger and a delivery auger. So we can basically take that and go around to different hog confinements and deliver bean meal straight to the pigs themselves. We also got a storage bin for this too. We'll pull in, see what we got going on. Let's see what's going on. Nathan must be here, his snowmobile's out. Oh shoot, 11:30. So about the soybean meal, cool thing is basically it's guaranteed to have at least 46% crude protein as a minimum, 0.5% crude fat as a minimum, and then a max of 3.8 fiber. So it's basically, we're guaranteed those different attributes. There's the unit.